Well, hello and welcome to the episode. Today I want to talk about my Honda NC750X top box, or back box as some people call it. I've had it for just over a year now. It's a 45 litre box. It's a genuine Honda product. It's quite pricey, but in my opinion it's completely worth it, especially if you're carrying pillion. So if you're in the market for a top box, this video may be useful for you. So stick around, and I'm just going to pull over now and we'll talk about how easy it is to install, how easy it is to use, and I'll show you how big it is inside. So we'll catch you in a bit. So there we have it. I do apologise for the wind today, it is rather windy. So this is what it looks like on the bike. As you can see, it's not too out of proportion. It looks pretty nice. It's got this like aluminium finish, like a brushed aluminium. It's just quite cool. And these are like rubber as well. I've actually caught it a few times on my gate getting it in, and there's no major damage to it. As you can see in the picture when this is listed, it has a rubber pad here. You've got to be careful because that's not included in the price. You can buy that pad, but if you look online on Amazon, you can get like generic pads you can stick on there. But my wife has been on the back and she said it's not a problem because your back doesn't really touch this part here, so it's been absolutely fine. But it's a 45 litre box. This, as it stands, is just over a year old. As you can see, it's fared really well. But my only concerns with it, I've seen it on the forums a couple of times where these have broke, these little hinges. But I mean, that's only down to overloading it. If you're going to be silly and overload it, that is a weak point. But you can avoid that by not overloading it. Right, so we're just going to show you how you open it. It comes with two keys. It's got the little Honda logo on, it's quite nice. So you turn the key and you push the red button and it slides forward like that. So now that's off, I just want to show you how the stand fits to the bike. So obviously it's under the seat. All you do is undo this bolt here, it's got a little cap on, undo this bolt here, that bolt there, and that bolt there, and that is it. I found it easier to undo this here because this spring is a bit fiddly, because that is still part of the bracket. The sort of one part comes underneath that. I don't know if you can see properly, but it's under there. I mean, my advice is if you're installing one, just put these in finger tight, all four of them, and just jiggle it around, get it in the right place, and then tighten it up. Don't worry too much about these caps because they don't fit very well. I tried pushing these in here, but they just fell out. I mean, these ones have stayed in. I put a bit of glue on them still, and they'll still come out, but I've lost them. But it's no big deal because it's hidden behind the seat anyway. So you take off the original ones, the left one and the right one, and that replaces the whole lot, so it's one unit. So it's finished in the matte grey, the same matte grey you get on the original. But the only problem with it, because it's like a matte finish, the paint wears off really easy. but because I've put my sheet on it, that's accelerated the wear. But just bear that in mind, that will wear out in that corner. But it's no big deal. It's a solid piece. It's plastic on the outside, but it's got a metal insert. But the reason why I purchased this one over others is because of these grab rails. They're massive. They're so much better, and it just gives the pillion more confidence when going on the back. And that was the main reason why I purchased the Honda one. Obviously, apart from the fact it's got a Honda badge on the back of it. But it's well worth the money, in my opinion. If you're looking for one, I would go with that one. If you're not going to be silly and overload it, I'll put a link to this one in the description below. That's from M&P in the UK. They were really good with delivery. It came like 4 days sooner than they said, so I'll definitely use them again. So I just want to switch to the other camera and I'll show you how easy it is to put on. So obviously you have it in that state, so the key is turned. It literally just hooks in at the front, pushes down at the back like that, and that is it. Easy as that. So inside, as you can see, we've got 2 full face helmets. They're large. This is a 45 litre. I've took this on a camping trip. I've put loads of stuff in that. There is a video on that camping trip and you can see all the stuff that I've put in there, and I was quite surprised I managed to fit it all in. But that video, I'll link that in the description if you want to watch that little camping trip we went on. Like I say, this is a lovely addition to the bike. It's got the Honda badge, brushed aluminium, got the rubber Honda badge at the top there. It just looks really nice in my opinion. It's a 45 litre storage with the 21 litre storage in the front. You are unstoppable on this bike, and there's really no need to load up the back because you've got plenty of storage anyway, so you can still gain access to your fuel when you're out and about. So one thing I would say, if you do buy one, these little screws, they are for the little brackets for the panniers. I would put them in first before you install this bracket. The reason for that, I put the bracket on and there was just holes there and it looked silly, so I thought I'd put the bolts in even though there's no bracket there. I've not unbolted that just to fill the hole. It just looks a lot better. I didn't like the fact that there were 2 holes on the side. It does come with the nuts and bolts, so if you've not got the panniers, put the nuts and bolts in before you install that, because you can't get to it otherwise. So the negatives of this back box, obviously it's pricey. The paint on the bracket is quite thin and it wears off quickly, and because this sticks out too much, I constantly bash my shin on it when I get on the bike. I'm lifting my leg over and I whack my shin. You do get used to it, but there's odd times where I forget and I put a nice bruise on my shin. But that's no big deal, that's just something because I've got short legs. And I could get on the bike differently by putting my foot on the peg first, whatever, but yeah, that's just another thing to think about. It does stick out quite a bit. And it's quite heavy as well, it adds quite a lot of weight, this. But it's no biggie, it's a fantastic back box, I would recommend it. And like I say, another negative is the fact that these hinges are made out of plastic. Just don't overload it, you'll be fine. But the positives, massive grab rails, it's a really nice finish, it's got the Honda badge on, it's got the Honda key which looks pretty cool. It's easy to install and it just matches the bike. It's the same colour, you got the grey there and the same grey as that. We'll get back on, have another little chat, and then we'll wrap the video up. So there we have it. It's a big box. I mean, when it's fully loaded, it's quite heavy. You do notice the extra weight, so you have got to bear that in mind when cornering. I don't ride with it on every single day, only when I need it. I try to put everything I can in the front, but it is a good box. Very practical. And there's just something to think about, the extra weight. It makes the bike a bit more top heavy and it's not as flickable. You do notice that. And also when you're pushing the bike around, you can feel the extra weight if it's fully loaded. I mean, that goes without saying on anything really. There's nothing to do with the box itself. So I hope the video has been useful to you. That is a good box, I would recommend it. I don't know about compatibility, whether this Honda box will fit other models and you get different brackets. I'm not sure about that, but it looks very similar to the Africa Twin 45 litre box. I don't know if the part number crosses over. You would like to think so, but I didn't buy it for that. So that is it really. That is the end of the video. I really appreciate you watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. I cover all sorts of videos on the Honda NC750X. My wife rides a Honda CB125F. She is currently doing a test, so she'll be on the lookout for another bike, and it's probably going to be a Honda. So please consider subscribing for more of these videos. Until then, I've been Nick, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.